Three, why the choice of London? This is an indication of, well, for want of a better word, of a neocolonial mentality. Any major meeting in Nigeria affecting Nigeria affairs, our leaders will jump into the aircraft and they are going to London. It's as if some people are genetically, umbilically tied to the, imperial attachment, colonial attachment to London. It's as if they think better when they are somewhere on the streets of London. And maybe it's a psychological deficit. Let us go to London.
Ruben, but there are other things they do in London.
Well, yes, they also go there for medical checkup.
They see their doctors while holding meetings also.
Because we don't have,
which is also
hospitals
an indictment of the political class.
That can do it here in Nigeria. So in terms of optics, it doesn't quite look good. All those meetings that they are holding, they could have had those meetings, at home. And as for those governors, from Seyi Makinde to Ikpeazu, to Athem, and Wike himself, I hope they are paying from their pockets. I hope it's not the taxpayers of Oyo State and Benue State and Wike and River State. They are paying for this junket to London to discuss personal issues, conflict of interest. They could have done this discussion here. They probably ordered the wine, ordered water, ordered this thing, and gave tips to the people that attend.
100% agree with you. To ask that, is Africa really ready? And that goes to the people who believe that things they happen analog or it happen all of a sudden. No, nothing happened from the blue. There's nothing happened spontaneously. The question is that, are we ready? There's a preparation meets opportunity. That's what luck is about. Are we prepared? Are we ready? Are the Nigerians ready? Are the Gabonese ready? Or this is so that's the question that Rudolph, I see that you're asking there. And again, you went ahead to say why are why are France getting away with this? And that's where Tunanja comes into play here. We don't get nuclear weapon. So anybody can do and undo. If we get nuclear weapon, they will not judge the...
Hold on. Okay, you just talk in a way that, sometimes it makes me mad. When you say we know gates, who gave the people that got it?
No, that's what I mean. I know those. I just talk. We get them.
We have no gates.
We don't get now. We don't get. Say we don't get. We can say if you didn't they. We don't get. Oh, why you want to put that for my head? We don't get now. Sure.
If you had the ambition, if your goal is.
You ask the question, why are French getting away with what they are doing? I said because we don't get nuclear weapon. And that's
no, we don't get. If that's the problem, why don't you get it? If that's why you are not independent, why don't you get it?
That's not the question you are asking, right? I'm responding to the question you asked. Why are they getting away with this? And I reference to Nigeria with his paranoians. And that's why I kind of respect him, right? They say only the paranoia survive, right? We don't get nuclear weapons, so anybody can come and dance and play as he or she wants, right? It don't happen before, it's happened again, it will happen again until we find a way. Then that's where that question now coming, why we no get, right? So that's a different question for
Americans come here. You are lucky. I don't know if you've seen one of our panelists, forefathers. I heard you talk about trying to move Africans away from Africa to the West. But I certainly hope.
Small to Ginger Media TV. Thank you very much. I appreciate always being with you. And I thank everybody that has tuned in to watch this. Today, again, we are here and we will be discussing the Nigerian Old New National Anthem. Recently, the federal government of Nigeria, that is the executive and the National Assembly, quickly, within a week or thereabouts, rushed to approve the Old New National Anthem. And now it has generated a lot of debate. Some are now calling that if we are able to do that within a short period of time, that means we could do a lot. What's your take on the whole debate?
Well, the The debate is actually what makes a democracy. Democracy is a system of government that thrives on dialogue, debate, and compromise. So debate is part of the beauty of democracy. And that is also part of the beauty of the first national anthem that recognized that we may differ even in our debates, that we have differences. That tongue in the old national anthem does not simply mean we are multilingual. It still means that we have different ways of expressing ourselves. But even with the difference in manner of expression, he's saying whatever we do, we must ensure it does not affect our brotherhood. And that brings me to the reason why I have preference for the old national anthem to the new one. But like everything this government does, before going into the nitty-gritties of the plus and minus, even the Attorney General of Federation advised them they should pipe down first and ensure wider consultation and participation in order to get a better outcome. If this government had widely consulted, they would have gotten a synthesis, a new thing. For instance, I prefer the first stanza of the old anthem and prefer the second stanza of the new item.
Sorry, so that we don't confuse our viewers. When we
Good.
say old item, do
We're
we
talking
mean
cannot lose by consultation and participation. Good governance requires participation, inclusivity of people. This government doesn't have it. First subsidy is gone. The man did not even consult his wife after being president because they've just finished swearing him in and he started making policy. He doesn't even have a cabinet. So I said, the Attorney General said, please consult more so that when people participate, you will get a better thing.
and they have
They
a
rushed
sense of
it.
ownership too?
Yes. Now, in a day, like every other thing they do that they want, it is only when it comes to national wage that they will take 1 year and they will tell you, you need to consult. No, labor needs to consult. But when it comes to their own issue, in a day, they've done it before. They bulldoze their way in the student loan scheme, only to come back to say, now the cyber security levy, when they went and did the amendment that wanted to punish Nigerians to pay more, nobody knew about it.
Mm.
So that is one thing. But there is one important thing people always miss. Some people are against the Nigeria we held it because they are saying it was composed by the British. That is a very flat argument, I'm sorry to say. And it's annoying me when they are making that objection in English language. It's annoying me. Why don't you, first of all, throw away the English language? So anything that is not made by a Nigerian is not good for us. And when they were saying that they are wearing a dress, probably imported, wearing shoes, probably from Italy, wearing beautiful hat, and yet they are not saying that whatever is good, no matter where it comes from, should be applauded. I want to tell you something. You cannot rule it out of our history. That at one time we mixed up with foreign people, and you cannot throw away the baby, the bathwater. I tell you something. My policy going forward, result is what I want. Any good thing that is coming from anywhere, if a Briton can come to Nigeria, and God assures us that this is the man that will change our system, if the constitution allows it, I will vote for him. Are we not tired of suffering? When Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he was having security challenges. We couldn't have election at the actual date. We postponed election by 6 weeks. He went and hired the best hands from around the world, got mercenaries. Within 6 weeks, they wiped out all the security challenges in Nigeria. and we're able to have election in all the parts of Nigeria, I am no longer willing to say I will not receive anything good that will give us positive result from anywhere in the world, even if it's coming from the moon, if it is something good. If a Briton composed a beautiful anthem for us, so be it. Nigeria.
It was actually a competition. It was actually a
absolutely
competition. She won.
And she won. Yeah. Like what you are suggesting now. That look, why didn't we throw it open for people to compete? Even our national flag was designed in that manner.
Yeah.
So you are now telling me that because this person is not in Nigeria, no, you are the tribalist. You are the man that is an ethnic bigot. You are rejecting something good just because you're saying he's not a man of your tribe. If you that is talking this, if you're a Yoruba man, even if an Igbo man had designed it, you will still reject him because you will say he's not from your tribe. You are the tribesman. I will accept anything good from anybody, no matter where it's coming from, provided it's going to add something positive to Nigeria. I hail Nigerians. I love my country, Nigeria, and I take ownership of my country. And I'm going to provide selfless service for my country and defend the sovereignty of this nation. And in any case where I disagree with anybody who is a Nigerian, who is not from my tribe, in any way we express ourselves differently, I will ensure that it does not affect our brotherhood. We should do everything in brotherliness, in love, and in unity. That's the whole essence of the national anthem, and I support Nigeria We Hail Thee.
12. The different types of soldiers and the problem with mercenaries. Having talked in detail about the nitty-gritty of principalities and how to get and keep them, it's now time to talk about the means of offense and defense each of them has. We've already established that a prince has to have a solid foundation, otherwise it's a one-way ticket to ruin. The building blocks of any state, whether new, old, or a mix, are good laws and strong arms. Without being well armed, good laws can't exist, so where there's solid military, you'll find solid laws. For now, let's put the laws aside and focus on the military. So a prince can defend his state using his own troops, mercenaries, auxiliaries, or a mix of these. Let me tell you, mercenaries and auxiliaries are a disaster waiting to happen. Relying on them is like building a house on quicksand. They're all over the place, undisciplined, unreliable, and downright cowardly in the face of real enemies. They neither
I urge us to at least look at the alternative of bringing in mercenaries to assist our existing military and other agents of coercion on ground to end insecurity in the country.
We agreed that what we are fighting is asymmetric war. It is not a normal war that you can invite mercenary that you are comparing to Ukraine and the other country. These are war that is not known to the system. So please, inviting mercenaries will create more insecurity for us in the future.
President Bola Tinubu arrived in the venue of the commissioning of another project by the Federal Capital Territory. It is the arterial road N20 before the Muritala Mohammed Expressway junction. In attendance is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and Chairman of the National Assembly Committees on the FCT, management and staff of the Federal Capital Development Authority, and other dignitaries.
The IGP.
The FCT minister, after outlining the importance
Greetings, greetings, viewers. I just thought I should share this because I saw this video earlier on today, and I felt quite strongly about the opinion he was sharing, and I felt, okay, I can't see this type of stuff and not respond to it because it's quite exhausting to see many Nigerians come out and say things without necessarily thinking well about it. I was quite, surprised. But again, why should I be? Because this is why our country is where it is. And you notice how barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, whom I respect dearly, he has contributed a lot to the country. Let's not mince words. People can do great things and you can still have disagreements in some areas, because the maker in its infinite wisdom never gives everybody complete insight. Everybody shares, different insight into different areas. Some are more correct than others. He may be very great at making dramas and very good, maybe a lawyer too. But on this one, he's wrong. Dead wrong. Dangerously wrong. It's like the type of people fella called colonial mentality. They can't seem to understand the difference between other nations and Nigeria. They can't see the difference, especially when it comes to being the Western ones. They are very good at seeing the difference between Nigeria and Chinese and Indian and maybe even the Russia. But they are not always very good at seeing the British as different or Americans as different, even if they are the ones that inflicted so much on us too. And those people, those same people, Americans, the British, all of them, they all cherish themselves just as much. They cherish themselves far more than Dr. Okonkwo here can cherish his own people. Now, I will start by trying to deconstruct what he has said and why it is wrong. Just to be fair, I'm not going to try to make it an insult, a personality attack. I'm just trying to show he is wrong. He's just wrong. You can be wrong in something and still be brilliant in other things. Now, you see, a common sense thing, when you even ask an AI this question, and AI even knows that. It's like saying, his argument is that if anything is good, you can bring it in and use it. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It's okay. It's better for us. Isn't it? Is that the same for your family? Would you bring any other man just because the man is richer, more educated than anything to take over your family? Can anyone answer me yes or no? Would you sacrifice your family to another man or another woman to take over because that man and that woman is better? Can somebody answer me yes or no? The viewers, answer me, because he doesn't seem to know the difference. He doesn't seem to understand that the nation is an entity. Exactly. Oga Alexander Gomez. That is where he's mistaken. He doesn't seem to understand we are our own body. You can't have other people contribute to you. You contribute to yourself, because we have 200 million people today, and they completely dismissed all of them. All the 200 million people didn't have any say. They just chose one person, and he comes here and try to defend it. And when I asked, these ChatGPT people like to badmouth, especially within our community. What AI represents is AI collects data from all over the place. And a software like ChatGPT collects data from all the internet. That's all data. And when you ask a question, it gives you the relevant answer. And when I asked, is it better for a nation to write its own a citizen to write their own national anthem? And if so, why? Now I'm going to share the reason why. And that reason is one of the reasons Okonkwo doesn't seem to realize. I'm sorry to say, with all due respect to him. Now, I will share this link to show you how many, where is it even? I can't even find it. But let me share the link. Okay, there's a lady that wrote it, that we are so happy to give it to. You know what he said? Oh, that she won it in a competition. What he didn't ask was it only her that was British that was in the competition? Because if it was only her, they had more than 500 entries from Nigerians. How did she win? I leave that question to people to ponder. All right, so let's see what the answer was. I said, is it better for citizens of a country to write the national anthem? If so, why? Now, it says, yes, it's often better for a citizen of a country to write the national anthem. Here are several reasons why. Cultural authenticity. They go on to explain the cultural authenticity. Anybody that have time to read that, they can see it very clearly. Why that is important. Emotional connection to the anthem. Pride. Knowing that the anthem was composed by a compatriot can instill a sense of pride and ownership among the populace. It emphasizes national unity and the collective spirit of the people. Relevant symbolism. A citizen is better equipped to incorporate symbols, themes, and references that are meaningful and relevant to the country. They can capture the essence of what makes the nation unique and significant. Historical context. Citizens often have a better grasp of nations' historical context and can draw upon important events, struggles, triumphs that have shaped the country. This adds depth and significance to the anthem. Language and expression. A citizen will likely have a natural command of the national languages and can express sentiment in a way that feels organic and authentic to the local populace. Patriotism is the seventh one. An anthem written by a citizen reflects a personal act of patriotism, which can inspire similar feelings among other citizens. It symbolizes a collective commitment to the nation. Now, in summary, a national anthem composed by a citizen is likely to be more representative, emotionally resonant, and unifying for the country. It embodies the shared identity, struggles, aspirations of the people, making it a powerful symbol of national unity and pride. Now, you see, the reason why I thought I should make it clear so that it doesn't look like I'm the only one, it's just my opinion and I know it all. I don't want to know it all. But the instincts some of these some of our Nigerians have is scary. They want to be more globalist than the globalists. They want to be one world than any of the other people that want. Other people are not doing that stuff. They want to be the number one. Who told you? Who told him that Oyibo people go everywhere else to get everything? Why did Oyibo people not bring a Nigerian to come and write their national anthem, or an African? Why did they not bring a Chinese? They use their own. Their own is readily available. It's even just right there. How can you go and fish out anthem from a foreigner when you have 200 million people? And I was watching The View the other one day, I think 2 days ago, and one of the panelists wrote or sang out one national anthem, a sample of national anthem that was written by a Nigerian. I was so shocked by that. I wouldn't call it shocked. I was like, my mouth was open. How strong it was. And that was just one verse she read. And completely, our own country, we completely ignored it. Like, Nigerians don't matter. She just read one verse. It was so powerful. But they ignore all of them. And this is what they do to our people. They ignore them. Like, they don't want to recruit them into their military. They would rather go and beg for mercenaries. This is a mindset. And you saw how the barrister didn't just stop at the national anthem, he included mercenaries on top of it. Double trouble. Double barrel mumu. Oh, sorry. I'm used to using this mumu language. Not to him, but the idea is mumu idea. How can we stop this type of mentality? How do you tame it? And it's people like him, when you ask them to, why are you wearing the colonial hair wig? They will tell you, why are you wearing a Western shirt? They don't understand the difference. They don't understand the difference of symbolism and impression that you give to your young, the next generation that is coming up. They don't understand it. Something that every other people understand, our people don't understand it. And this is where our collective intelligence fails. Because these people hold power. They are the ones in power. They are very, if you look at it, 70% of the ones in power think like that. Hence, you have the nation you have now. Maybe more, because the House of Assembly vote didn't take long. It was very quick. They voted it through. They didn't waste time at all. He tied it to mercenaries on top of it, saying that while we are criticizing the national anthem, why are we speaking English? He didn't occur to him, okay, just hear this now. It didn't occur to him that should even jog his memory to say, maybe we should make our native language an official language. It didn't even occur to him. That is how imprisoned some people are. And this is why I keep saying that wittingly or unwittingly, a lot of Nigerians are compromised. They don't even know it. They don't even know it. It's like they talk, they don't even know they're already compromised. How many nations out there just have only English as their national language? How many? He didn't bother to argue for that. Instead, he was insulting people for speaking English. They always think the other way around. It's really strange. I don't know what the Igbo do to our people where they think like this all the time. How do you convince these elders and these people in power? And this is a genuine question. The reason why it has to be genuine is because if any other way of doing it involves terrible processes, we all know the processes that tend to result in changing elites. Look at any nation in the world. If before you change that elite class, that nation goes through hell. To dislodge your elite class is extremely difficult. If they have the wrong mindset, it's extremely difficult. It requires an upheaval to occur. So hence, I ask this question honestly. How do you change the minds of these people that think like this? You ask them, why are you wearing that European colonial this thing, that the colonial legacy, they left those wig for you. They'll say, is it not just uniform? Why are you wearing it? It's okay. Why you? Many Europeans don't use it anymore. Most of them don't use it anymore. South Africans don't use it. And the South Africans, as a matter of fact, in terms of legal representation, they seem to be very, very competent. They were able to take Israel to International Criminal Court. They were able to take Israel to ICJ and win without wearing that wig. Do you see Nigerian legal representation all over the world showing their prowess and how good they are? How many times have you seen our lawyers win anything? We even lost becausse. How many cases have we won? All we do is settle. Come and take. Whenever they steal our stuff, we say, let's settle. We lose billions. We lose millions here. That's what our lawyers do. Maybe because they don't have the right mindset. They don't defend their own people. They think everybody is like the same like them. Everybody don't playing fair, like it's a fair this thing. The world is fair. The world has never been fair. The game has always been rigged. And all those people that refuse to deal with the world as it is, they are the ones killing their own people. That's why our own people are suffering. If the world is not rigged, how is it that the top 40 countries in the world, the poorest ones, I mean, top 40, poorest countries in the world are almost exceptionally all black. And even the ones that are a little bit doing better, they are still bubbling around the bottom. Why is it that way? All of them are not communist. All of them are not capitalist. All of them are not Muslim. All of them are not Christian. They have different variations, but yet all of them are not doing that well. And you think there's no rigging of the game. You say anything comes from anywhere. Anything comes from anywhere, there is a line. There are certain things you cannot sacrifice to other people. Just like you cannot give your family to another man or another woman. You can't say any good thing that comes from anywhere you sign up to it. Then what he's basically saying, if you follow that narrative, is that if we get colonized again and the infrastructure improves, he'll be fine with it. If you follow it logically, am I wrong? He's willing to accept anything. Like I said, willingly, or more accurately, wittingly or unwittingly, many of our elders are compromised. And I don't know what I should blame this, although the barrister is a bit younger. So it's not like the age of Tinubu that, you can argue that Tinubu was a young man when Nigeria was still under colonization. So we still have that idea that we are just like babies, because that's how they raised, they kind of groomed our leadership from when they took over the country and colonized the country to when they handed over the group. That's what happens when you're getting colonized. They don't give you the impression that you are the boss. That is the whole point of colonies. Colonies are not the boss. I don't know. Some people think he's desperate to start climbing the ladder. Let me hear what Florence. Kenneth Okonkwo is desperate to start climbing, and he doesn't care how many people are bent or destroyed as he elevates himself. I don't know. You see, Peter Obi didn't say anything about this when it was happening. Soyinka, very mum, he didn't say anything anymore. Everybody quiet. So the way I will look at it is that all our elders that remain quiet throughout this process are compromised. That could have said something when it was happening, because when it was happening, we that barely have the resources, we barely have much to do. That we are living from hand to mouth. We were able to recognize and say this is wrong, and none of them came out. All of them remained quiet. Whether they are scared, whether they don't understand, I can't make heads of tail or tail of it all. Peter B is busy drinking kunu and with Atiku. I don't know. I don't understand it. Even Atiku that normally criticizes government policies was quiet. It's almost as if they were scared to say anything. And when people say Tinubu is a little bit vindictive, I'm beginning to think that way now, because the way he rewarded Wole Soyinka with the name of the road seems to be like he seems to be quite vindictive toward Peter Obi, even if he's the president. Why are you still going after Peter Obi? Your man goes after Peter Obi, the next thing you reward him with naming a street and a road. And I see if people are not going to wonder, is it linked? The fact that he's criticizing Peter Obi, is that a way of rewarding him? This will using the country like toys, the way they like. And the thing about Democrats, in a country as young as Nigeria, in terms of our democracy right now, 25 years or so, they don't seem to understand. They are the ones endangering the democracy with their irresponsible behavior. How can the Democrat be the problem? They say they are Democrats. They are supposed to be protecting the democratic institution itself. And then when the democratic institution fails, they will start complaining, oh, the dictatorship and all the rest. What are you doing while you have it? When you have democracy, I'm telling you, if you have a democracy that is functional and benefiting the people, people will not tolerate any form of other government that comes. They will not tolerate it. They will fight for that the democracy to return, because the democracy was serving them well. But can our leaders put their hand on their chest and say, if another kind of government comes in right now, that the people are going to cry for them? Are the people going to mourn their passing? How many? What is the percentage that will mourn their passing? 10%? 20%? 30%? They are the ones laying the foundation themselves. Irresponsible people. You turn politics as a game of using it to fight your rivals in a toxic manner. And all of them, maybe they're all in the same club as electricity put it. Maybe they're all in the same club, because all of them are. They just seem to think the same way. And for the life of me, I must say, I like the way Oga Alexander Gomez came on. I think, was it on Sunday morning, and the discussion we had then was very, very illuminating, because the way he perceived the national anthem was very different from the way someone like Izon perceived it totally differently. Even if the anthem, I don't have any issue with the wording of the anthem, apart from the tribal stuff that I wouldn't put tribes there and all that. The wording is not the issue. It's that Nigerians can do better. And in short, whatever Nigerians bring out is Nigerian, authentically Nigerian. Whether it's the song, our national anthem comes out like as if it's some what's it, Zazu, or even if it's Zazu comes out, it's okay, it's ours. Even if it sounds like some kind of Bedu music, who cares? It's Nigerian. That authenticity, that ownership that we've refused to do. People wonder why we don't build anything. We barely build anything. What has Nigeria built? Let me ask a simple question. What great thing has Nigeria built? One. And people are going to take Dangote refinery. Fair point, you can say Dangote refinery, because that is the only one thing that has been built, and by a Nigerian. What other great thing has Nigeria built that is strategic? You will not find it. Maybe a road here and there, a bridge here and there. Nothing else. And even in Dangote one, it's not Nigerians that built it, it's foreigners that came and built it. Let's face it. It's mostly foreigners. And most of the people running that refinery right now are Indians and some foreigners. What have we built? What do we own? Even our own national anthem, our leaders chose to outsource it outside. And this is where I try to, shed light on the argument that Barrister Okonkwo was making. That this type of argument is not only him. They try to encourage a government official to buy a Nigerian-made vehicle, and they made similar argument as Barrister Okonkwo. You hear this argument everywhere. They don't seem to understand that, okay, yeah, you want a globalized world, but you have to put your people first. You have to put your people's interests first all the time. It doesn't mean you are discriminating against others. What is the use of a globalized world when your own people are suffering and dying? I just hope, it's something that people start questioning respectfully, taking into account that these people have accomplished a lot for themselves in other ways. Just like Wole Soyinka has accomplished a lot as a writer, for better or for worse, he's accomplished something as a writer. Even if he didn't win the Nobel Prize, he still wrote books, didn't he? He still went to school. He still showed bravery in some aspects, in some at times in history of this country. So he can do all those things and still be wrong, especially on issues that are pertinent today. It's easy to excuse them decades ago for making those mistakes. No wonder Fela was singing those songs, because he knows they were all gone. There was no hope for them. Their generation was gone. They don't understand how to take ownership of anything. That's why we don't build anything. They don't even want to recruit into their military. And you know what makes them quite terribly complicit? Is because before the election, all of them knew that solution. Now that is interesting, isn't it? Before the election, all of them were saying the same thing. We are going to recruit more into our security forces. After the election, they changed tack immediately. It's now about synergy. Let's do synergy. Let's do the dance of synergy. You don't have enough people, you are worrying about synergy. Our soldiers, look at how many of our soldiers have lost their life in tragic circumstances in the last 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, Okwama, I think 2 to 3 months ago. Our soldiers are losing their lives left and right in situations where they have no right losing their lives like that in their own country. It's like the UK soldiers go somewhere in the country and they lose their lives. That's not so. It shouldn't be happening. In a secure nation, that shouldn't be happening. It means there are areas in our country that is almost completely not being governed by the rule of law. They don't follow the order of the state. They can do whatever they like, to the point where they see their soldiers and attack their own soldiers. Do you know what it means for citizens to attack their own soldiers? It's one thing to attack police, another thing to go after your own soldiers. Can you imagine Americans going after their own soldiers? Any organization in America attacking the American military? Unbelievable stuff. That is what our people are going through. And the media, to show you they are complicit too. Because the media is supposed to take all the promises made by governments that come into office during their campaigns, and then every single month or maybe every single week ask them, what are you doing based on your promises? What are you doing? You promise you're going to recruit. Where are the recruits to come and help start securing our country? So that, like me, my own standard for this country's security is, until our people can wake up in the middle of the night, anybody, even a child, wake up in the middle of the night, walk on the street and feel safe, the country is not secure. That is how you are supposed to keep your nation secure. And it doesn't cost that much. And the question is, why is it that your leaders are not doing it? Because the money we are losing because we don't have it costs more than when we have it. So if you are losing $10 billion every year because of insecurity, and you know if you spend 5 billion, you can plug the gap, why are you not doing it? People, ask your government, why are they not doing it? Go and check it. How much is Nigeria losing every year because of insecurity? The reasons why they are not doing it is the same reason why they put other people first. I don't know whether there's proof for it, but I can tell you right now, the same problem plagues almost all the countries that got their independence from the colonizers. That especially the ones that never fought. They just, during the decolonization period, they just handed power over to their collaborators. Those countries are not doing well. None of them. Even the ones by African standard that we say is doing well, by European standard is still backward. by Asian standard, is still backward. None. China just landed on the moon. And not just on the moon, on the other side of the moon, just to show how cool they are. And then they said, you know what, just to show them, let's take some soil. And then we'll bring it back and land it somewhere in China and go and pick it up. Nigeria, you can ship something to Nigeria. You're not even sure where you can get it. You ship something from London to Nigeria, it's like you're shipping it to the moon. It's like a NASA mission. You have to worry whether it makes it there, whether it doesn't make it there, whether somebody steals something from inside. You know, like somebody was saying the other day that, that they stole his items that he shipped to Nigeria. You know, these kind of outcomes, this type of is because of our leadership and our people, not just the leadership, because barrister is a lawyer. He's not a leader. He's not like a governor or anything. He's not held, I'm not sure he's held any public office. So, but yet look at how he thinks. And they will say this, they don't understand the gap in the way they are talking. I'm really sorry. I really felt so terrible to hear him sound like that. And you see, the thing about him is that he has this pure, the barrister I'm referring to, has this pure way of looking at things without containing it sometimes. And because of that pure way of looking at things, when he was here, that's when he was on Dr. Damages, he made some compelling case for being a Nigerian. Very pure and very good argument. But you still have to contain it. When he's talking about Nigeria, perfect. But the fact that he doesn't know the difference between Nigeria and others, he doesn't seem to understand that. I just found that unbelievable. Hey. greetings. Let me bring this thing, Pastor, in. I'm sure you have something to say about it, because when I saw that interview today, I just felt, man, I have to just kind of explain why he's wrong. Because anybody that hears it, they might think, oh, he's making some argument. Maybe after all, we speak English, it's okay. The words are better than the arise to compatriot. That's so it's okay. But I just felt like, what a lack of imagination. Like our nation, all we have is arise to compatriot or hail Nigeria or something. I see that's the extent of our imagination. I must give him credit. He did acknowledge that if the government had consulted more, they will get better outcome. But he ring-fenced that better outcome to encompass the current, that's the anthem that was just removed, and the first anthem. He's saying, and the prayer, so they should merge it together. He's not talking about maybe we should remove everything and write a totally new one, which we can, because the other one was by a military guy, the other one by a colonizer. So why not? Nigerians export music. Why can't we just write a perfectly new one that we can own? And I'm telling you, Nigerians would have done justice to it. I just had one from the lady in the View. My mouth was open. How good it was. Just one verse. And it tells you how these our leaders have starved us of our true identity. They've starved us of it. That's why they never gave us a chance to have native language as official language. They starved us to even secure ourselves. They've starved us of electricity. Even common electricity, they are starving us of it. This is something that is abundant in the world. And we are selling almost $30 billion or more of crude oil every year. And we cannot power our country. Iran, a country that has been under sanction, extreme sanctions, for almost 50 years, generates 70 gigawatts of electricity. And this, our leaders have managed to do only 10, and the only one, the one they can even distribute is around 5 or to 7 gigawatts. That is where we are. And this type of thinking is why we are where we are. I'm really shocked. And I also, you know, the other day when there were, I think the another barrister again, Ozakome, came on a panel. I was there. People were busy asking him about politics, and I said, "Do you support?" I asked him, "Do you support the, cancellation or the use that that we should stop using this white headgear that our legal professionals wear when they go to court because it's a vestige of colonization?" The same kind of argument that Kenneth gave. That's exactly the same argument he gave. He says it's not just a uniform. Why can't we just use it? And all the rest, why are you worrying about it? It doesn't matter. Why is it like that with them? That same kind of thinking. And I also remember when Dr. Okonkwo came on this Dr. Damages, I remember Ikolala asked him a question about, I think something about why Nigerian government listened to IMF and all that stuff. Then the first thing the barrister did was stop blaming other people for our problems. He shot Okolala down, and I was like, why would you shut Okolala down? What he was saying was basically trying to highlight a secondary problem. Yes, we are responsible for our own problem, but as a parent, if you have a child today and you see a snake somewhere, or you see a lion or a cat that can hurt the family, the first thing you're going to tell that child is, hey, that animal there, watch out for it next time. It could be dangerous to you. That's basically what Ikolala was doing. And Okonkwo shut him down. And that is at the crux of our problem. Our people don't seem to understand that other people could be dangerous to us. They don't have to be all the time. Not all snakes are poisonous. Not all cats feed on human beings. But some are dangerous. And you can't tell which one is which. Hence, it's important to alert your people to it. If this is how our elites behave, if the kind of way we behave is to kind of pretend as if these things don't exist, that is why our nation is where it is. Because they go into board meetings and they think everybody is there to have a fair meeting. They go into court, they think everybody is there to have a fair hearing. They talk about security, they think everybody is there to help them. And when the day comes, other people are going to come and save us somehow. I don't know. Nobody's going to come there and save us. We have to save ourselves. And they say it all the time. These are our leaders. They say it all the time. But the strange thing is that they don't act it. Like Tinubu now, President Tinubu, I think I remember him saying we have to be responsible for our own progress. But the way it's acting, it doesn't act that way. They say the right things, but they don't do it. It's like the president of Ghana. He says all the right things like a Pan-African or somebody that cares about his country. And that's means he's selling his country out. You can't even make these leaders up. This new generation, they have to understand that they are different. They are different from their leaders. They are different from maybe even people of my generation. They can't allow themselves to think like this. You can respect the elders, but don't allow yourself to fall for it. Because if you fall for it, you are just passing on our problems down the generation, and God knows what the penalty of the next generation is going to be. It's always been getting worse. It's never gotten better, and it's going to get worse if we don't do something about it now. And that's why I came on and I said I have to challenge this point of view, because maybe nobody bothered to challenge it before. They just say this is and get away with it and shut our people down, make our people look like mumu constantly all over the world. Thank you. I think I've ranted enough on this. I just vented. I just thought I should vent on this matter. Pastor, thank you for joining us. Even when you came on, I still carried on ranting. I'm sorry about that. So what do you think about this interview of Barrister?
Yeah, thank you very much. No, you can. We are allowed to rant and rave. I mean, I was actually busy chatting in the comment section, and so that was why it's not. Well, when I saw when I got the notification, I just had to listen to the video before I come on the platform. I didn't finish listening to it, but I now got to listen to it fully on this platform. Yeah, it's one of the subjects we will cover on Sunday as well, but it doesn't mean we can't talk about it now. The AI you highlighted on the point that was raised there.
Yeah.
Very important. National anthem, we have to feel it. That's number one. And I've made it a policy when I'm moderating. I'm not moderating, so I can only request for you to play the national anthem. You'll find it in the brand there by Yemi Alade. It's just 2 minutes.
Oh, sorry, this one is from from two Nigerian channels, so I don't have it.
So it's not there. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I can always Yemi Alade, is he on YouTube?
I didn't come in. I came in as a panelist. So
okay.
It's I will go in and I will go in and play. I'll log in into StreamYard. So don't worry. Let's just So I don't understand him. Let me just say so. I don't know what he bases his argument on. So in the present context of Nigeria, my argument is arise, O compatriots. It's far, far, far better. Nigeria's call obey to serve our father's land. At this present moment, we have to rise because the nation is sinking. Now, in Warri, we usually use the word I hail, bros, I hail. It has different meaning. In some cases, it's mockery. They're mocking you. See this, bros, no mind. Bros, I hail. In some cases, you are praising the person. Maybe the person is on a higher position or you will get small thing from the person. It carries different meaning. But I am not in support of changing the national anthem. And for that reason, beside that, the process at which it was, this process and the speed at which it was carried out. Now, I stand to be corrected. The changing of the national anthem, actually, it was recommended in the 2014 Confab report. So it wasn't today. So the question is, I keep asking myself is, why pick only that? Why do you pick only that? In it also is a 90 billion not to be supporting pilgrimage again. But they paid 90 billion out to pilgrimage. They ignored that and they picked. So I felt I just came to the conclusion that there has to be something that you and I and the citizens actually do not know about in respect to this national anthem. I don't support it, not because it's written by a white person. No. I still prefer we keep Arise, O Compatriot because it was written by Nigerians and it gives us that national pride. It gives us that challenge to rise to address the current situation in the country. We are compatriots in the country. So where it's coming from, I really don't understand. And I hope he will be able to come out to clarify himself. But where I totally sorry, go ahead.
Can I just share something that I just found out? I just found the national anthem from somebody uploaded it 3 years ago, showing 1960 when they first signed the song, that old national anthem, and notice what was around there. Where are the Nigerians here? Okay, let's carry on.
Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
So, okay, now that tells you everything you need to know. There were barely Nigerians there. There were barely Nigerians there, and our leaders think this is a good idea in a country that exports music. I hope Kenneth Okonkwo has seen this. I don't know how to tell our people anymore. There are certain things you don't need to tell. I always say it. Nobody tells a mother how to take care of her child. How is it that Okonkwo doesn't understand that? You have to put your people first. Look at the anthem. Just looking at it alone, there was barely any Nigerian there. They were singing it for themselves. They created it for us. And he was very happy to say, oh, there was a competition. Over 500 Nigerians wrote for that national anthem. Do you see how many Nigerians there? Somehow the British people won. And that's the anthem we carried on. This is, man, sorry, Pastor, please carry on. I just thought I should share that. And I'm going to get your Alade one for you, because I think I've seen it.
I actually logged into Dr. StreamYard, but it wasn't, I can't join in.
I've seen that Yemi Alade one.
You've seen it, huh? Yeah, that one is it, yeah. So I made it. I don't know if you want to embrace it too. I made it a policy to play it before and after any broadcast.
We'll be playing it. We'll be playing it. Yeah, they can't stop. They can't stop. But you want me to play it now?
No. Yeah, please, if you don't mind, please. Right. I did a short broadcast on it yesterday.
Is it the Coca-Cola people there? Okay, they're okay. Coca-Cola Nigeria.
No, it's a Nigerian national anthem. There's no copyright on it. There's no volume. Oh, okay, there's volume. Yeah.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland. We love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my people. To serve our fatherland. oh compatriots, Nigeria gonna obey. Anywhere you go, anywhere you go.
Yeah. Thank you for further. So,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. So
Yeah, go ahead.
in that the lyrics, the wordings there, to me, that's why I said the Arise of Compatriot is far preferred. But like I said, I got disappointed. I mean, for want of better word, when he said Nigeria has not produced heroes at all. And I was shocked when he said that. And even JJ Media put out some names to him, and he said he's going to leave it there. I don't know if you understand the definition of heroes, or in what context does he understand heroes. So, like I said, he's a learned person. I mean, I don't know whether it's there for the showman. I really don't know. Or for the views and then for whatever it is, I don't know. But that aspect, I am really because I think Ijenje Media should have asked him that does he consider P2B as an hero, and to hear his response to that, if he consider P2B or Showere and others like who are fighting for the nation or fighting for good governance where possible, will you consider them hero? That's how you the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Electricity. By the way, Tibara, you know.
Welcome.
Emil, Angovia.
Yo. Yeah, so I wanted to talk real quick. My brother, I can't see your name. Sorry, I'm not trying to skip you. Yeah, but I don't have too much time, but I wanted to just call in and talk. Electricity hit on the first point that I wanted to make, which was that he said which heroes. And then, Njenje called out Herbert Macaulay, Zeke, Awo, and he somehow tried to deflect and not have the conversation about the struggles those people made for independence. And then on top of that, he now said towards the end that he doesn't care who comes to fix Nigeria. It can be anybody foreign. Then he now said, so if a foreigner writes a better national anthem than any one of us will, therefore, I will accept it. And if you're not accepting it, that makes you a bigot. And I thought that was really low and disrespectful because, one, you are trying to impose your subjective opinion of your preferred national anthem on everyone else. And then people who may not agree with you, you want to insult them by calling them names because they don't agree with you because the fact that they feel something as sacred as an anthem should be created by one of us. So there were a lot of different things that he said in that interview that really, I think listening to him, the only thing that we may share after listening to him is maybe the support of Peter Obi. But outside of that, it was just disturbing to listen to. And, we talked a little bit about the colonized mind earlier. This thing is, you can find Nigerians with 3 PhDs, but in their subconscious, they have been indoctrinated and pretty much brainwashed to the point where this ideology is almost in the DNA of thinking, because you see it everywhere. And for some reason, I've had conversations with people that, just go and get a bunch of foreigners, let them just come and fix it. And I said to them, why is that your first go-to as a solution for anything? Why? Why can't you look at it and say, let us scour our nation and fix it? Because the same Nigerians they are ignoring to fix it go abroad and get appreciated by these same foreigners they are bringing in. They get admitted to the finest schools. They achieve some of the greatest heights. They are recognized in their field of work. But you want to make that your default to fixing any issue. And then on top of that, you're not making plans for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, to build the capacity of those on ground, so that way we can become builders. To Nigeria, you were saying before that we don't build anything. And you are partially right to a certain degree, but at the same time, what's the plan to make sure that we will become builders? I was listening to Lawrence Wilkinson, who was the former chief of staff for Colin Powell, on a show today, and he was talking about the plans the Turks are making in conjunction with the Chinese for the new Silk Road. And I said, these people are doing things 20 years in advance, planning their whole strategy for how they want to protect their people and create some kind of global influence. But we can't even decide that something as sacred as our anthem, which pretty much is almost like our mission statement for who we are, has to be determined by someone that's not from us. And I swear to you, I have looked at almost every single country that went through a colonial period, and I can't find one that had their anthem designed by the colonial entity that was occupying their country. I digress. Thank you.
Let me just share this so some people see the potential of Nigerians being able to write a national anthem.
That will, because the present popular highest population of Nigerians do not understand that past, and we can't continue to exist in the past. So we have a song that carries our current feeling. Personally, that's what I think, because I like the lyrics. You say, "Here we stand as a people." I was going to sing, but
don't sing, please.
Here we stand as a people. With one song, one voice. We are a nation undivided and poised. We will take our stand and build our land with faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart, one cause. We are determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom reigns and truth prevails. A land where there's hope for us all. We are all we have. We will defend our land. We believe in this nation. We know we'll get there. We are all we have. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds that one day she'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation. I'm not going to go the rest.
Now, you see that this is what I mean. They lock our people out of all this, as if we can't write.
What's she reading, if you don't mind me asking? I didn't get
It's a song. It's a song, but she said she can't sing it. She didn't want to sing it. I think she had a voice problem, so she just read the lyrics from the song. I don't know where the song is actually. Maybe I should find the song. So she's just reading the first verse of the song. So, and that is just somebody that just wrote it, not like putting it out for the entire nation to come up with a song. They didn't even challenge Nigerians. And the exercise could have even helped to unite Nigerians, to come together to write something that they can be proud of. Nigerians are very capable of doing it. The idea that we cannot is unbelievable. And this is the mystery of it all. This mystery for me started from our security. Why these people refuse to use the young people that are on the street to secure the country. And you look at everywhere else, they are doing the same thing. They are standing the people down. Don't write your national anthem, even if you export music. Don't do this. Don't question us on our listening to IMF. Shut up. And nobody challenges them. Why are you doing all these things? It doesn't make sense. Even our so-called leaders, Peter Obi didn't even say anything when all this was happening. So suddenly they find a way to hide. They don't say anything anymore. Why? I'm asking this question.
Peter Obi is busy drinking Kuno with Atiku. What's your problem? You don't want to listen to that.
I have to ask, because all these people are the people we trust, and even the ones we trust are not there.
Take a trend of this. Since he went to visit Atiku, it's in my own. I mean, I don't have statistics to prove it, but it appears. Oh no, don't let me use that. It appears. It appears it's kind of it has dropped somehow. It's I don't know how to put it. Its popularity or whatever it is has dropped somehow. And this is what we fail to understand, that there are some parts you
Showore
will not.
even say anything too. How about Showore? Did he even say anything? They're all going to hiding. You see, all our leadership right now, they all have questions to answer. They're all in hiding. When all this happened, they saw it, the process was going on, they just remain quiet. I tell you, Nigerians, I don't think you have leadership right now. You really don't. I'm sad to say. If you are talking about leaders that actually mean to do the right thing by the people, you don't. I don't think you have them right now. They all seem compromised to me at the highest levels. But when it comes to criticizing all the moving furniture here and there, they will criticize. But at the fundamental things, they are quiet. And this is why during the time when there was election violence, you hardly hear them say anything. I was here streaming live, and you were seeing Igbo people getting attacked on the street. All the leaders were quiet. Nobody calling for calm. Calm down, please. Let's figure out. If that was in the UK, immediately you see them on the TV, calming the nation, now rallying the people together. Nigerians, a word is enough for the wise. You need to start watching your leaders closely. Every single one of them, even the one you touch, you trusted, watch them more closely. And you see signs of whether wittingly or unwittingly, they have sold you out. And you have to start shouting at them that, hey, no, because like an example is this national anthem. Someone like the barrister Okonkwo is a highly respected man and professional and everything. So if he tells people this is the way to go, they will follow because they think he's right. But they don't know he's very wrong. He's selling them in the wrong direction. Here's why you have to question these leaders. Force them to do their hard work and convince you that they are doing the right thing by you. Let them convince you. Just assume they are there to sell you out. Every single one of them. They have to convince you otherwise. Otherwise, consider them traitors. Every single, from Showore to Peter Obi to Tinubu to Kwakwaso, all of them. Let them convince you otherwise. And the only way they can convince you otherwise if they are doing everything you ask them to do. Light, security. If they don't do it, if they give you excuses, they are traitors. Period. Because anybody that wants to secure their people, they will do it. If Singapore's tiny country can figure out a way to secure itself, yeah, your country should, any state in Nigeria should be able to secure itself. Any state. No governor has any excuse. They are not doing their job. That's why. But I'll leave it there. I speak the truth.
On a duel, I beg. I have to run.
Yeah.
We'll chat. Guys, take them easy.
I must say, man, you don't come online often, but I must say you are quite good at presenting your case. And I really like the way you interacted with Sir Alexander Gomez of Friday. Yeah.
Thank you. But, I wish we had more time because I really wanted to question a lot of what he was saying. It seems some of these people that are older, that were around when that old anthem existed, they seem to just have this nostalgic effect of this anthem I prefer, and I don't know why they can't see past that nostalgia. You understand? That is this was the anthem we used to sing when we were in school, in primary school, before, Obasanjo came and changed it. Therefore, we like it. Even when you look at the Okonkwo's argument, he was arguing based on lyrics. He was arguing based on lyrics. This united we stand. He was complaining that people were using tribes, that this is the English language. Why are they getting offended?
As if no one else can write lyrics. It's like arguing by the lyrics, as if nobody else can write it.
Yeah, he was so focused on the lyrics. He wasn't looking at the deeper meaning for why people would have an issue with it. He was comparing the two based on lyrics. He was saying, why are they complaining about tribes? Native land. Native in English means we are the natives. This is our own homeland. Those are the arguments he was making in favor of it, which I thought were very surface level arguments. They were not deep. He couldn't. And then the one that really irritated me was when he said that anyone that thinks there's something wrong with the British person right now, Anthem, is a bigot.
Exactly. And you know what? Let me say this now. Barrister, I think he's a doctor too, probably a doctor, I'm not sure. Kenneth Okonkwo, if you want to come on and make your case, you can come on and make your case, so it doesn't look like we are just here talking about you behind your back. This is public, and anytime you can come and respond. If you want to respond on Sunday, Saturday, you are free to respond to this, because what you said, it literally accused Nigerians that are saying that Nigerians should control their, or be the ones to write their own this in national anthem, as they are the ones that are going to be tribalist.
Exactly. He said that. And I hope Dr. Damages can invite him on, because he definitely needs to be questioned on this. If he's taking this kind of stance, if he feels, and look, subjective preference is one thing. If you say, listen, I just prefer the lyrics of that, that's your opinion. But you can't impose your opinion on how many other people. That's not how it works. And if you don't want to see that something like this should be created by one of us, then that speaks to a larger issue of psyche that I can't help you with. You understand? There's something going on inside there that you need to deal with. You have to unlearn some things. I have had to unlearn some things growing up to where I am today. Because you grow up in Nigeria by default believing anything European or Western is superior. Let's tell the truth. Unless you have an outside force that teaches you otherwise. And that's why I believe we need to have more Pan-African institutions at every level, making sure that our children are learning the right things. Our curriculum is in shambles, So, to Nigeria, I go follow you talk, man. Make it go.
Thank you.
Electricity.
Thank you.
I agree with my brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. Alexander Gomez, you're doubling down, eh? Keep doubling down. Even when they played the national anthem, showing the Igbo people, and they didn't write it for you. It's not your people they wrote it for. They just saw you from it. Is that where we are now, Alexander Gomez? We just accept what other people give us now. How about our own? How about our own? You see, I think the way Alexander Gomez looked at this is from his own experience, personal experience of the song, which is, it's the feelings and everything that the songs has elicited in him while growing up is still there, which is fine. But look at it logically. How can we go and solicit for something from other people? According to the barrister, as long as it is good from anywhere else, he's going to accept it. Then I pose the question, would you accept another man taking charge of your family because he's better, he's got a PhD, he's wealthier? Any matrix of being a father is better. Would you give your children to him because he's better? There are certain things that are beyond money or just good. You have to start using your tongue to count the number of teeth in your mouth. You see, wisdom, you don't buy it from market. It's all these people that are educated that don't seem to know the difference between wisdom and knowledge. But I'll leave it at that for now. I speak the truth. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate your patience. You seem to remain quite quiet for most of the time. So what do you think about this? You saw the interview of the barrister.
I honestly didn't.
Oh, you did?
I didn't, but I will take your word for it, and I will take Izon's word for it, because I respect you guys' opinions a lot. So I will believe that I can trust the background both of y'all have given us. But what I always say when it comes to Nigeria, I always recommend people go read Animal Farm. And I always say read Animal Farm if you really want to understand Nigeria, because basically, I don't know if our didn't just go there and just say, okay, this happened in Animal Farm and it's 2024, so skip to chapter this. This is what they did. They changed the whole anthem. Because a similar thing actually did happen in Animal Farm, where they changed the lyrics after the pigs took over from Beast of England, and they tried to change it to Comrade Napoleon, and they started playing all these games just to elicit some kind of nationalism
and brainwash the people, because this is what national anthems do. They brainwash the citizens, even if subconsciously. But in the case of Nigeria, from what you guys are telling us, let me start like this. First of all, a national anthem is supposed to inspire you, right? It's supposed to inspire hope, pride, and joy in the hearts of the reciter. It's supposed to elicit in you goosebumps. Whenever you recite your national anthem, you know there has to be that sense of pride, that sense of nationalism. That hasn't happened in Nigeria in forever. And I don't think, quite frankly, that even if you gathered all the artists, the best Nigeria, because obviously you want it to be a strictly Nigerian project. So even if you gathered all the best artists in Nigeria to compose a national anthem, of what good is it going to do for the citizens of the people? How is it going to inspire them, especially when you look at the condition of the country today? So I honestly, in my opinion, and again, this is from going from what I understand of what is going on, I think it is, aside from the fact that it wasn't composed by Nigerians and we have reverted to the post-independence anthem that the British left us with, I don't think it's a big deal. I think there are other issues we should be worried about. I think there are more important issues we should be worried about, and I think we should face issues like security and the economy that seems to be in the doldrums right now. And like electricity properly said, I think if we were to be worried about anything at all, it should be the speed in which the National Assembly used in passing it into law when they had all these other bills. Excuse me. When we got all these other bills that has been sitting waiting for assent all this while, and nobody did anything about it. But if we're talking about the national anthem, I just think we have better things to talk about, and that is not to negate anybody's point. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
I can't believe I was muted all this while. Oh my God, that was sad, man. That was really sad.
I
And I
thought
was
the problem was from me, actually.
no.
Yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, what's
I
going on?
was saying some great stuff. Oh my God, you know what?
Yeah, I thought
AY,
the
just
peace,
go.
man.
We've lost it now. AY, just go ahead, please.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Like, oh, electricity. I better give us electricity. So, I didn't want to comment on this national item, but it seems the stupidity is getting too much. I completely agree with what I Speak the Truth just said, right? So, for me, first of all, like I said, my position, still remember my position. There is no need for national item at this point because to me, it's a complete distraction. And I think they achieved their aim. They deliberately raised the issue of national anthem to distract Nigeria after 1 year. That's just the honest truth. However, it is a big shame if we have to actually get a new national anthem. We're going to pick national anthem, a foreign national anthem. It's so funny. A country of over 200 million people, highly educated people. If you call Chimamanda to write a national anthem, trust me, it's not going to take Chimamanda 10 minutes to give you a standout national anthem. We have singers. We have some of the biggest artists in the world now. Ask them to sing it for you, man. Like, not only Chimamanda, we have a lot of brilliant people. In fact, if you go to Nigeria high school, they will draft national anthem for you. It's a shame. To be honest, it is a shame. I thought it was only we are unable to govern ourselves. We are unable to provide our own security. We are unable. When everything you just depend on your colonial masters, really? In 2024, it is a big shame. Both the president, the Senate, the rest, all of them, they should be ashamed of their
And you are
life.
still calling them what again? Even you? You see
No.
where we are?
What? So for me, I really think we should focus on bigger things. Even if you have to change national anthem, why is it a national issue as big like national? Just tell people to bring in their what they have, man. Then you start selecting. We have Nigeria. We have a lot of brilliant Nigeria can do this. But yeah, I'm not gonna like. I think it's useless to even discuss this. It's waste of time. These people, what is going on right now, where NLC are demanding for livable wage, what I call livable wage. I know their demand is quite is too high, but they should think of how to pay Nigeria livable wage. They should think of how to get rid of the House of Rep. I don't even know who brought this year system to us. We don't need two parliament because yeah, I'm serious. If you want to restructure Nigeria, the restructuring should start from there. They brought out the Senate, how much each of the senators is earning per month. It's like 30 million naira.
No, a month, I think it's about 2 million something. 2 million.
No, the total plus allowances and everything.
Okay,
yeah. But that is exorbitant. So the rep, think of what the rep are earning times 360. We have 360 rep members. Why do you need that money? Why do you need that? What are they doing? They're doing nothing. How do you even bring 360 people to deliberate? So, House of the Senate is enough to if they really want to get the job done, it's enough. So to me, is my mic off?
No, we can hear you.
Your mic is fine.
I saw Suji said someone. So for me, like there are things we can do better. I don't know if you watched Dangote interview recently when he was talking about for how many years no African country was able to build a refinery.
I saw it.
Yeah, go watch it. I see what is happening.
And the lady asked him why. He didn't say. He didn't say why.
He actually
there are some interest. He gave a vague answer. There are some people that don't want.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. That is what it is. And he said clearly that what he said. That what is getting old. He's not getting younger. He has done his part. He said clearly. He said Africa Nobody, if they are thinking anybody will build Africa for them, he said they are joking. It's never going to happen. That is just the reality. It's just the truth. Try to go back to the interview and see Dangote is a very experienced man. No matter what you're going to say, you got to listen to him. He said when he started building his refinery, a lot of people discouraged him, said, you think you're going to build it, this is going to work. He said, stop wasting your time. He said people discourage him. That is to tell you how evil some of these people can be. They don't want the country to work. That is exactly what is also happening in the energy industry, electricity. They don't. If you provide electricity for Nigeria, Nigeria are they're gonna create job for themselves. They're gonna do better. They're gonna prosper. All that they are not focusing on it. You are bringing issue of national item for real. Like you want people to be talking about national item. Even the educated people are really involved. Oh, we're supposed to have this. Tell these people they need to sit up and have a plan and get the job done for the people. Thank you.
Yeah. If I am to address one point you made regarding, I think we deviated a little bit. You said it's not important. You see, the thing is, if somebody, like a parent, is willing to take something for, basically, if they want to, put their name on their date of birth, and they put the name of some other person on your date of birth, chances are that that parent doesn't want to take ownership of responsibility towards you, and maybe they never did. Maybe the person that they are putting their name is the one in charge. Anyway, that's how slaves behave. Slaves don't take on the name of their parent; they take the name of the people that own them. So that is the context. There are certain things that are sacred. You don't, especially given that is what even the creator made. There are certain things you can't just outsource to other person or other family or other tribes or other nations. You have to start from there. Like the name of your country. Why can't you name your own country? Why can't you make your own a native language an official language? Why can't we write our own national? If you cannot even do that, why would they provide electricity for you? If you cannot do these simple things, they will not provide electricity, they will not secure you, they will not run your country well, because the people they are running it for are those people that own those three: the language, the religion, and the anthems. And clearly we are seeing it happen. Whom are the people that they are listening to? They're not listening to us. Where did they run to when they fall ill? It's not here. Where did they go and have meetings, as stated in this the video that I actually like and playing so that people have an idea what is going on.
3, why the choice of London? This is an indication of, well, for want of a better word, of a neocolonial mentality. Any major meeting in Nigeria affecting Nigeria affairs, our leaders will jump into the aircraft and they are going to London. It's as if some people...
You see, these are the signs. You don't see that in any other country that is doing well. Whenever they have a problem, they run to another country to go and have a discussion. All these little things tells you where your leaders stand. You can visit other countries, you can go and they can make friends, you can be allies. Even in Japanese, when they have the problem, they don't run to America all the time. They have to discuss it in Japan. I saw a report recently that Northerners went to Washington to go and discuss national security. Why? You have a problem in Nigeria, you're going to Washington to discuss your national security problem. And Northerners, not the entire country, just Northerners went there. This is the problems we have, and it is our people that are doing it. It's not other people that are doing it. And what we are doing here is to highlight the fact that this is wrong. Not just wrong from the look of it, it has consequences to why we have not found our way in this world. It's literally taking food from our mouth. It's literally leading to our women dying in childbirth. It's literally not allowing us to even get power supply. It's literally enabling our children, women, girls to be kidnapped regularly. These are the consequences of all this silly behavior. that Fela called colonial mentality that we simply refuse to remove from our minds. We can't seem to kind of decolonize our minds. And some even AY that is so decolonized is calling them other men colonial masters. That's why I said wittingly or wittingly, we are compromised. Even myself, I have to watch myself sometimes. That is how deep this has come. I know I am colonized some way, one way or the other. I have to be. To pretend as if I'm not is
Some
just
way.
silly. Yeah, one way or the other. Sometimes you can't
No,
see.
a lot.
You can't see it. You see that? You can see it. I can.
So forefather, when
No, I'm saying you're colonized a lot.
yeah, forefather, when I say colonial master, I don't refer. I'm not calling anybody a master. So I kind of using it to like it's more to me. It's more like using it to like just make fun of them. That's just the honest truth.
Okay.
So because that is I'm just quoting. It's just like a quote. So I'm not referring them as my master or any master that colonized me. So
Forefathers, the colonial master.
So, forefather, may
Yeah.
I come in, please? Am I
Yeah,
allowed
yeah.
to
Go
speak?
ahead.
Do you mind to highlight Florence O comment, the second to the last one, please?
Okay.
No, not that one, not that one. The second to the last.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And she said we all have to consciously work on ourselves. And that's just the truth of the matter. We can argue this colonial master from now till that kingdom come. If we don't work on ourselves. And I agree with everyone. Our leaders are wicked. Listen, I'm doing a research. There's something that we don't know. This reverting to this national anthem is beyond what our naked eyes is saying. And I'm being honest with you. And what's your name again? Ewa, you said something that our rep or national said. I've said it a billion times. Those people are our problem. And the only way of solving it is when the people rise. And for further, I agree with you, which I'm going to cover on Sunday, as for want of better words, the usefulness of either P2B and Shore, all of them again. Because I know they put themselves out there. So whatever comes, they're going to take it. Just like we put ourselves out here to broker. Whatever comes, the one we can take, we take. The one we cannot take, we can take. Somebody was saying in the comment section, Mark and Nelly, that Peter B is not a miracle worker. Nobody has ever suggested that in any shape or form. However, if we compare people like Mandela, people like, they're not miracle worker. But you see, they led the people in a peaceful protest. People like Indira Gandhi, non-violent, not sitting down. You can't say you're desperate to see Nigeria work and you're going to shake hands with Atiku. I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone who allegedly, somebody said I should stop using allegedly, is responsible in importing generators into the country. Why would you do such a thing? You put yourself in a compromising, even though you may not compromise at the end of the day, but the way people will see it is actually different. And that has a lot of effect on its credibility and reputation. And so, but like what Florence said, to emphasize, we have to consciously work on ourselves and arise, O compatriot, and obey the call of the country and defend our rights. We're not going to sit down and think they will come and give it to us on a platter of gold. It ain't going to happen, not in a million years. Let's jump off this boat of colonialism. I am not denying that there are external influence, which is in all part of the world. Russia tried to infiltrate it. American politics or whatever it is. They defended it. British also. If you leave your door open, people will walk in if you don't defend it. And we are no exception. It's just that I don't know what is wrong with us. And I'm still diagnosing it. I've not been able to. Dr. Damage, I said he's gone to the moon to reset Nigeria. And when he comes, as soon as he arrives back on Earth, a bag of 50 kg rice will be sold at 20 naira for 50 kg. So he'll be back soon. It's on there. So we have to consciously work on ourselves. We're just fooling ourselves thinking they'll come and give it to us. Take the program of this continuous wickedness of those that claim to represent us. Akpabio says something that revolution starts in the House of the Senate. I'm going to pick that one up. Yeah, see if we can solve that problem. I'm telling you, we've solved half of Nigerian problem. I'm being honest with you, half, even more than half. If we can get that place right, those people, those individuals there, I bet you, whether they are related to me or not, they are not humans. There's kind of a thing that possesses them when they get in there. Even before they get in there, they are not humans. Are you the floor? Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Florence O, I think I will make this the comment of the day. I think I should be selecting the comment of the day during live stream. I think that would be quite good because this is the comment of the day because it goes deep into the issues that this stream is all about. Because I'm sure the barrister thinks he's right. And just like myself, there must be areas where I still have that kind of mentality. We have to start calling it out in each other. And like I said, our leaders have to prove themselves. Don't regard them as good or bad until they prove themselves. Prove themselves every single day, because they might prove themselves today, tomorrow, to trick you, so that later on they can deceive you. Isn't that what they call packaging in Nigerian context? So, Florence O, I really think this comment is a very, very powerful one. We all have to work on ourselves. And I hope anybody, if the barrister sees this, doesn't take it personal. We all are on a journey. And I'm not just going to take it that he is already firmly compromised. Maybe he just doesn't know. But it's important, if somebody highlights a problem to you, you take time, reflect on it, and see whether maybe there is some area of improvement in your perspectives. Instead of calling people that want their national anthem, they are the tribalist ones, and that kind of stuff. Okay? So I think with this, it should be short. I don't want it to be long. This is a short live stream. So I really
sorry for
appreciate
interjecting. I apologize. I'm leaving myself. For I'm not trying to correct you. Please, I'm not going to do that.
Of course.
However, if Kenneth Okonkwo take it personal, we all take things personal. That is his prerogative. He's a lawyer. He challenged people's argument. So if we are challenging his argument and he takes it personal, let him go to Atiku and drink Kunu with Atiku. Thank you very much.
Seriously. All right. So yeah, as he said, it's not personal. We're just challenging the argument. So, and I speak the truth. I really appreciate you for dropping in. And AY, I also appreciate you for dropping in. And I'm going to keep reminding Nigerians that, you know, the anthem that this our president went and chose, you know, just to show you that how is it a fair competition when you are looking at this picture? Does it look like a fair competition that during that time they were all over the place in Nigeria? Most of them were flying the national anthem, the flag. They were more Nigerian than Nigerians. So how can it be a fair game, a fair competition? They will win because they had control of the country. Among more than 500 entries, Nigerian entries, this is the one that came through. And when you hear this song, does it sound like a song made for Nigeria? It's made for the British. It's a British song. I will play it again so that anybody that thinks that this is a Nigerian song should understand it's not Nigeria. This British song. So let me play it again before we close out.
Oh, let's play it at the start of your show. There's a new anthem, Respect It.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians home and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain.
So does that sound Nigerian in any way? It doesn't even sound Nigerian at all. Let me carry on.
Hang on to our children, a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Yeah. Welcome. That is the that is clearly not Nigerian. That's Western this in national anthem. So I will close out with somebody warning our people about this behavior of ours. And I speak the truth.
Yes,
As
sir.
always, thank you for coming in. AY, as always,
For having me.
very analytical. AY is a valuable Nigerian. He's detribalized. The tribalized Nigerians they are like precious. You can't, it's hard to find them. And AY is one of them. So people have to respect that. No matter how I have different opinion. As a matter of fact, I'm so happy I can have different opinion with Nigerians that are detribalized. And especially on top of it, decolonized. Oh my God, those are precious Nigerians because you don't find them often. So I really appreciate you for joining us today. And let me see, call out a few people that joined us. First to be called out is the winner of the comment of the day. And I think next time I will be voting on it and we will highlight some comments. The comment of the day is not going to be based on people that just pay money, so it doesn't look like the people that have money are the ones that are highlighted only. So if anybody picks up a comment and they're on the panel and they pick up a comment that is standing out, they can highlight it because that was Pastor that highlighted this one. That's why I saw it. So, and this comment goes deep to the core of the problem. It's not about pointing fingers. It's about us traveling the right direction to rescuing ourselves. That. You know what? I'm going to remind us of what the lady on The View, the chapter that she read about trying to rebuild our land. That direction is the kind of direction we want to be traveling. Let me see if I can find that again, because that is so critical. If we understand that, we are halfway there. If our people understand that we need to start traveling in this type of direction, we are already halfway to solving most of our problems. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, this. Let me go back. Okay, let's see if I can find it. All right, so. Okay, so let me bring it up. So, all this technical control of these things, I have to get better at it. So let's see if I can find it.
We are a nation on. Personally, that's what I think, because I like the lyrics. You say, here we stand as a people. I was going to sing, but I didn't.
Don't sing, no song, please.
Here we stand as a people with one song, one voice. We are a nation undivided and poised.
Yep.
We will stand We will take our stand and build our land with faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart, one cause. We are determined to rebuild and restore where freedom reigns and truth prevails. A land where there's hope for us all. We are all we have. We will defend our land. We believe in this nation. And we know we'll get there. We are all we have. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds that one day she'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation. I'm not going to go the rest.
So that is the direction we want to be traveling. And I like it because it seems to be calling in the right direction. And it's not even just one. That is just one entry. Imagine going throughout Nigeria and ask them to fuse it together. It's unbelievable. I didn't know that Nigeria had a national prayer even.
Forefather.
Yeah?
The Arise or Compatriots, did it elicit any sort of nationalism in you whenever you heard or recited it?
When we are in when you are in an unexpected environment, like there's a Nigeria wins an Olympic medal and they play the song. Yes, it does have it hits you that, oh, this is Nigeria standing there. And or we win a match and they play it, or before a match, in a match you feel it. So it's not all the time. It's not. We all know the way it was written was by military. You can see the way it was written. It was almost written for military people, really. But if you hear the way she sang hers, she's talking about, it's almost like for military, but also at the same time saying we're going to defend what is ours and we are going to work, rebuild what was there. You see, now that is taking into account what has happened to us and saying we are going to rebuild what was lost and we are going to shine like the sun. That is the kind of inspirational national anthem we should be looking forward to. And that is just one. That's just one.
Well, why I asked that was, if you were to ask the old, okay, so I guess my second question would be, since you want a new anthem, right, written by a Nigerian, do you, if it was inspiring enough for you, I would expect that ordinarily it would elicit the same kind of feeling for you whenever you hear it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but now, if you ask the Dr. Gomez or all these other people, that the older people that like the old anthem, don't you think that the way you feel with the Arise of Compatriots is the same way they feel when they hear Nigeria We Hail Thee?
I have no doubt that's how they felt and that's how they feel. I have no doubt. But that is not the debate about how you feel. It's about what is good for our people.
Well, how you feel actually matters in an anthem. The anthem is supposed to elicit a feeling of patriotism and nationalism in you. That's the point of an anthem. So you're saying what's good for our people, but if you ask the older generation, Arise of Compatriots did not bring forth any sort of nationalism. That's why they have no problem with it reverting, if you listen to a lot of them.
They say that because they associate the period of Arise of Compatriot to failure. But what they, you know what they always say, which is a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
It's mad even when you think about it, because they are not thinking clearly. It just shows you the kind of poison that people can take on. Because the same anthem was present when there was the most catastrophic event in Nigeria's history, which was the Civil War. But they don't highlight that. They somehow skip that and go to when they replaced the anthem, as if that is when the Nigerian problem started. The Nigerian problem has always been there. If I look at Nigeria when we got our independence, from when we got our independence, we were never strong. We fell during the colonization wars. So people can argue that we fell before that. because we were doing a lot of crazy things. But the line was when we fell from the colonization war, we never recovered. The idea that some people just imagine that after this colonial this period ended, we were rising. Rising where? They just left you. The afterglow of them leaving you is what was there. Then later on, their plans actually kicked in, and if their plan was, part of it was in the minds of our people to keep them thinking that they are part of the Commonwealth. We are all in the same family, but somehow you are part of the family, but only the family that look like the original people are the ones that benefit. After all, Australia is a Commonwealth. Is Australia not doing well? Which other country? Canada, New Zealand, they're all in Commonwealth.
Yeah.
They are very well, but somehow we are the ones that are not doing well. We have to wake up, and I think that the idea that that national anthem is good and you feel strongly about it, but what you don't realize is what it takes away from you. You know, it's like that uncle that put you through school but abuse you and that kind of stuff. You don't see what it takes, what that anthem takes away from you, and that is what the current president had the opportunity to fix it properly. You know, yes, if you don't like Obasanjo, remove his own, fine. Go to Nigerians. After all, you're a Democrat. Go to Nigerians. They will be happy. Nigerian youth will be happy. They will be dying over each other.
When was the last time you heard that anthem and it inspired any hope or happiness in you outside of the Olympics or winning a medal? The old anthem, because of course we
the
have
old one. Oh yeah,
the
one that
Arise
was
the
replaced.
Contest.
Yeah. To be fair, the national anthem doesn't necessarily elicit anything because it doesn't elicit much. Yeah,
Exactly.
you know it's your national anthem, but to be fair, I don't necessarily watch the major occasions where they are playing it. And even if they are playing, let's say they are commemorating Tinubu's this thing or House of Assembly, all this time when we are watching them, we are just saying, look at all these chiefs. We are not thinking about the national anthem. We are thinking about how the politicians are stealing from the people.
So I get the only reason I'm asking all of this is just in my own way to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you had somebody singing Afrobeats or somebody playing Nigeria with Hildy or Arise of Compatriots or whatever. It doesn't matter because nationalism and the feeling of patriotism in the country right now is at an unbelievable low. So an anthem really doesn't matter until we do get to a state where people are willing to live and die for the country, put forth all their effort for the development of the country. Then now you can say, okay, well, every time you listen to your anthem, it inspires some sense of pride, some sense of happiness, some sense of joy, some sense of patriotism that this is my country and I'm willing to defend it and die for it in any way possible if my life was required. But we don't have that in Nigeria. So I think the issue of the anthem, yes, okay, yeah, it would be nice if we had Nigerians writing an anthem, but really what, like you said, what difference is the anthem? You have them standing there with their hands on their chest, with their pot bellies poking out every day at every national executive meeting, and they just go in there and sign off contracts to themselves and steal as much money as possible and leave Nigeria and still poverty stricken. So, you know.
See, the thing is, it's not that it's decisive, you know, it's an indicator of where we are. If you cannot take care of that little problem, how are you going to take care of any other one? How are you going to go about conquering the world? You think the UK, which nation went and conquered the world singing other people's national anthem? None at all. None, zero. But you see, that's the point. It just is an indicator that you have not even started on the journey to liberate yourself. If you cannot even remove that one, you can't even change your name. You can't even make your native language yours. Why are people thinking that these leaders are going to do anything else? That is the problem. And that's why I said when I came to started observing Nigerian space and I saw the security gap and I saw everything, like, these guys are not governing for the people at all. They are caretakers. They are just taking care for their partners that they like to call partners. That's why you have to, if you see a leader start taking care of small things like that, it's an indication that they are taking responsibility. They are saying, you know what, we are in charge. We are the masters of this house. We may mismanage it, but we are the masters. Our leaders have never done that, and people wonder why they have a
Because
problem.
we have the worst. We put forward the worst of the worst. We have the people with the poorest characters. We have hypocrites and bigots and people that really, quite frankly, do not care about Nigerians. Most Nigerian politicians are only there for their own interest, like you've been rightfully saying all day. But
the thing is, I think it's more complicated than that. Like me now, if you look at Dr. Okonkwo, you're not going to call him as somebody that doesn't care about Nigeria. That is what makes it even more insidious. He cares about Nigeria very well, very much. But yet he thinks like this. He doesn't
But that's
understand that
his
this
own
is
opinion, though.
No, it's not okay. No, his opinion is that anybody that doesn't accept it is bad, and yet if that same person, based on that opinion, like I said, that's why I asked him if that is the opinion you hold, if it is logical, because that's why when you hold opinion, you have to sometimes question yourself.
Yeah.
If it is logical that if something comes from somewhere, wherever it comes from, it doesn't matter. Fine, hand your family to the man that is better than you. But there are men that are better than you. Do that. Let's see how well you'll be happy about that. Now you start understanding that there are lines to these things. So, and that is all I'm trying to highlight, that he believes it dearly, just like I do. And this is because I see that in him. I fear that I have that too. I have to also examine myself every time I do something and saying, am I putting my people first here? Am I, arguing for the interest of my own people? You have to always check. You have to also check yourself, because you might not know how compromised you are. And I think all of us have to start doing that. This is why I highlighted this comment as a lot deeper than it appears. It's a lot deeper. We have to consciously work on ourselves.
Always got to check your ego whenever you try to reach a decision. Always have your ego in check.
Ego,
a lot of
and your opinion too, to check its accuracy or its objectivity for the betterment of your people. It's very critical. You have to analyze it, because ego is one thing. What if you are a very humble person, but you may be wrong? You have to check, okay, am I putting my people first? If my people were my family, would I just say that kind of statement that anywhere good come from, I accept it? You're not going to make that statement if you were thinking about your people. I keep saying it. Your nation is an entity. It's like your child.
Right.
You have to care for it like it's your family member.
Right.
Because if you do that, if he had done that, he would have known that saying that anywhere the solution comes from, you're going to accept it, would have been problematic, because Oyiboba will be like, I'm better than you. I have my credit card is like, I have so much money. Give me your family. These are better than you. And you will happily hand them over, because that is your principle. It doesn't add up.
Right.
So, Ferrari, if you need to come in to make a statement, you can come in, because we are closing out. But I'm going to be closing out now anyway. I think it's already 2 hours. We didn't need to do more than 2 hours. It's easy to watch when it's around 2 hours, not longer than that. So let me see if I can find something to play us. I don't have music like the other channels where they have nice songs and all the rest. Ferrari is bounced in now. Yeah, Ferrari, welcome. If you've got anything to say it now, so that we can close out.
Yeah, I just want to check you a little bit on all the things you've been saying. I think you have not been objective, fair, and you have played a very terrible double standard. But full disclosure, I'm not in support. I'm on Chinua Achebe's position regarding the anthem. It's not like I'm in support of one or the other. But that lawyer Okonkwo made a very legal argument against your position. And here in your rebuttal, you never addressed concretely, with facts and evidence, everything that he knocked out in your position regarding the item. First of all, his argument was plain and simple. In terms of comparison, he prefers the first one to the second one, and he outlined it. The first one focuses on the people, not the leaders. The second one focused on the leaders. You didn't rebut that. Number two, you didn't rebut that. You went on creating new directions of argument that are not related to what that that lawyer outlined. Number two, he clearly outlined that if your argument against the first one was because it was produced by the white man, why are you speaking the white man's language? Why are you not speaking your father's language? I schooled in Belgium. The Belgians were colonized by the French. Well, I don't know if they were colonized, but at a point in their history, the Dutch were suppressed. They were not able to speak Dutch. They fought this, and now currently in Belgium, they speak 3 major languages because they recognize that the language, their native language, is important, which is Dutch, and those that speak German, and those that speak French. You are here arguing double standard that if you pick anything from the white man, it has no basis, but you're speaking their language, you're wearing their clothes, you're practicing their democracy. Is democracy from our forefathers? Was that our original way of governance? And you see, we have to check our privilege and our double standard. I keep arguing this. Your argument doesn't make 1 hour you were on it, rambling. Nothing makes sense. But that man presented his own argument in a logical and straightforward way. And he was making each point. If you want to counteract it, because the item is bad because it comes from a white woman, okay, why are you speaking the white woman's language? Why are you wearing their clothes? Why are you drinking their tea? Why are you following their government? This is system of government. Do you have an answer for that, forefather? That's number 2. Let me go to the third one. Number 3, but you went all off, you went around the bush, but you were beating all around the bush, not straight to the point. On the last one, I'm not a supporter of either. If you have my way, we shouldn't even be singing national anthem. His points were so concrete that the second one emphasizes our leaders who have been a failure over time. If the man was wrong, tell us. Tell us now. Here you are rambling for 1 hour.
Can I
You
speak
cannot
now?
even knock down one single point that Kenneth Okonkwo made. He made his point, and he's entitled to
Good.
it.
Can I address your point now?
I address my point, and then I get a chance for a rebuttal.
All right. 1, content. I never cared about the content much. I never addressed the content of the first national anthem, whether that was relevant to the debate. What I addressed was the fact that it was written by a foreigner, and no colonized nation uses anthems that were written by foreigners.
That's fine. Why are you speaking the foreigner's language?
And like I said, now I will address that language question. That should have, when he was making the argument about language, why are we speaking foreigners' language? You know what he should have elicited in somebody that doesn't have colonial mentality? We should have our native languages as our official language, like most nations do.
That's
but
what
he didn't
some
argue
people
for
are
that.
agitating for right
Exactly.
now.
But he didn't argue for that. Neither did you.
I don't care what he
Now,
argues for, but you
hold
didn't
on.
knock his point.
Neither
Go
did you. That's the point I addressed. I didn't address the other content. I'm not interested in content. And then I went on to play song that was written by a Nigerian, just one song that was written by a Nigerian of a potential national anthem. As somebody read it here, it was just as powerful as any, and it was original to us. And then I also went on and checked this in an AI and asked, is it a good idea for citizens to write their own national anthem? And if so, why? And I went on one by one, giving the reasons why it's better for nations to write their national anthem. And I can read the headlines for you so that you can see why these things are important. Now, where is it? Let me see if I can pull that up again. Okay, now, cultural authenticity. I played the national anthem here. Does that sound like a Nigerian to you? It wasn't. Emotional connection. People are more likely to be emotionally connected to it if it was written by their own. National pride, because their own people are the ones being honored for writing their own national anthem. That is pride. And that money that they gave to that British woman, which is equivalent to £22,000 today, could have gone to a Nigerian. Just like Nigeria, Nigerian leaders, experts are giving our resources away. Now, that's national pride. Relevant symbolism. That's another one. That is quite a weird. Is quite abstract. So let me read what they wrote.
Before you start reading, Fofa, because I have limited time, I'm at work. I can't take all day in this conversation. I'm not. You have the right for your position. You are entitled to your position. And you're right. We should take our own. You're right in that aspect, but the areas you're wrong, you should acknowledge it also. Now, let me. If we've been 64 years or 65 years of Nigeria. If you take a typical Nigerian and you ask him to write what Nigeria has done to him, and you want him to come with an originality of an anthem, he will tell you that Nigeria has done harm to him. And if that person was passionate like rappers do when they describe their life, that person will tell you Nigeria has happened to them. They would not have anything positive to say about that country. You understand? So, like I said, you're entitled to your point. You're right. I just wanted to catch you on your hypocrisy and say that if you discard it because it's the white woman, you have to discard the language too. You have to let us have our nation.
I want to ask you a question before you leave.
There was zero hypocrisy there.
Alaba.
I will actually completely disagree with you on this thing. Respectfully, I don't think you can compare the national anthem with the language we are speaking. I mean, we understand, the language is not for us, but the language, national anthem is, I don't think we need national anthem from many white men, to be honest.
I agree with you. I don't think I disagree with you on that, but I'm saying point out the double standard also. If we are getting rid of anything, let's get rid of everything. That's the only. You see, I agree with you on that. You understand? And the other man that spoke, Okonkwo, I think I agree with him on everything that he says. And before I started, I said I'm not a fan of either. And to make matters worse, whether it was picked by this government or the previous government, no Nigerians were consulted. So that even makes it worse. So you understand?
All those are part of my criticism.
On the things we agree upon, let us agree on that one. On the things we disagree upon, let us, disagree and move on. I agree with you on AY. I agree with you, forefather. We shouldn't be picking a white woman, but don't just stay on that. Stay on other aspects too. I want to wear my own people's outfit. I want to speak my own people's language. Why can't I have that? You're saying I can't do that, but you're saying
you can do that. Who says you should not wear your people's language?
The people who want separation,
attire.
Separatists. They can't
separatists
do that.
Is a different thing.
It's not. It's the same thing. They are clamoring to have their own nation, and you're saying they don't have.
You already have your own nation. Yoruba land still.
The nation picked for them by the white man. The nation picked for them by the white man.
Yes, the white man picked it for them. They can,
and that is right.
As they
and that is right.
No, not necessarily, because until you take charge of it, like I said, if somebody builds a house, it doesn't necessarily mean you destroy the whole house. You have to take control of it.
Yeah, and let's agree on the part we agree on because of my time. If any other, if I agree with you, I speak the truth. If you have any pointer to what I've said, because I got to get out. I agree with you to some extent. I just think that you're just being partial. You got to get rid of everything, not just one.
So you made one point. You said we never. I'll make one correction and I'll ask you one question. So you said we never had democracy. It's not ours. So why are we practicing it? Actually, we did have democracy.
When did we have democracy?
Please let me just land.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we did have democracy, at least. If you look at the Igbo group, the ethnic group has probably the oldest form of the recorded democracy in the world today.
Oh, no. I'm not talking of the I'm not talking of our own people. We have democracy in Oyo Empire, in Yoruba land. We
Exactly.
have the
So
Oyo
I was going to
Mesis, we have
say,
the Obas, we have that. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the modern one we have adopted now, which is we should discard it and let us go back to our Obas ruling. You know, that's just what I'm saying.
no, it will still be a form of democracy by your own admission. So, well, the second question I just wanted to ask you was, you criticize his position of not saying, well, let's abandon English language as the lingua franca of
That's
the
right.
country. Okay, so in your opinion, with all the diverse ethnic groups and the multitude of languages we have, the plethora of languages that we have, what language would you say Nigeria as a nation
Should
should
have.
adopt?
Should
in
adopt.
which-
Let me
yeah,
put
well, so that people will be able to properly communicate with each other.
let me tell you, Belgium again. I schooled in Belgium. I was there for 3 to 5 years. I schooled in Belgium. They don't have one major language. They have French, they have Dutch, they have German. Every region speak their own language. It's
Exactly.
working for them. I don't see why it wouldn't work for Nigeria.
Exactly, but we have not even gone in that direction. And
one-
Alaba, he also went. Sorry, I speak through. Alaba, one other thing he also went and did. He didn't just stop there. Then he talked about language. Then he went on and talked about mercenaries. It's like all these are very damaging things.
They're not. They're not. Let's just agree to disagree on that one and move on. He made all his point and he's entitled to it. You're
So
making all your points and you're entitled to it. Let's just agree to disagree on that.
Alaba,
And that is all I did. Disagree.
Alaba, so
Yeah.
with languages, if you obviously would choose more than one.
Yes.
So which languages, if we were, all four of us, were the ones deciding the future of Nigeria?
We would even create more jobs for people. We will have translators. Everybody will speak their own language if I have my way.
Hold on, Alaba.
Okay.
Thank you. So if four of us were deciding the future of Nigeria, obviously you want more than one language.
Exactly.
Considering the composition of the country. So which languages? You cannot ask us to all speak 300 and something.
Yes,
languages.
we will. Yes, we will speak 350 language. Because that's
Hey,
our right. That was God. We inherited that from our great grandfathers.
So everybody has to learn at least
Nobody's
300.
language should be more superior than the other. Everybody will speak their language. 250
Alaba,
language.
let's face it, on the ground right now, some languages still dominate, whether we like it or not. We know the major languages in
which
Nigeria.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, but you can say
But
that
for
okay,
the-
based on population, you can make some official some languages official. Let's say
So
any
we make one
over
population's
500,000.
language more than the other because they have more.
Because some are more than the other.
So the Hausas population should be more than the Edos because the Edos are less than the Hausas, and an Edo man will stand for that.
Alaba, there is a middle ground there. Like South Africa now, they have more than 10 languages that are official. So they can use a population. Let's say any population that is over, any people that speak a unique language that is over 500,000 or so, then they can make it official language. And
No,
you are going to filter out
that's
about
wrong.
10.
All are equal before the law. All languages got to be allowed. That would be my own Nigeria. Anything else than that is a joke.
So
it's
you
a suppression of
would,
one tribe.
You would willingly subject yourself to trying to learn 350.
You don't have to learn it. You will have translators. They do that at the United Nations. They don't all speak the same language at the United Nations. But they have meetings at the United Nations, right?
So each time you say you wanted to meet each person from a group, you would have to hire 350 something translators?
Exactly. You create job for your people. Yes. They do it at the United Nations.
Let's do it this way. Let's think about it this way. Maybe what Ferrari is saying is not impossible. Let's say you are able to do that. But the only way you can now be officially recognized, you have to have your language be transcribed so that other people can be able to relate, understand it. So that now when you speak it, they have applications that can translate to other people so that other people can hear it and you can write it. So you can do your own work. You know how some chieftaincy titles you can work on it so that you can be raised to another band of chieftaincy title. So languages, you can put criteria for any language to achieve official level. So you can put, say, okay, you have to do this certain thing with your language. You have to transcribe this. You have to transcribe it to the constitution, and you have to give us how to read it in a certain
Exactly.
way.
It would have
Once
to be
you've
the
done that,
terms of
then
agreement
it
for
ascends
forming
to
the
the level
union.
of a national
Thank you,
language.
forefather. That would have to be the terms of agreement for forming the union. You understand? Everybody will come to the table with their terms of agreement for the union, not this suppressing other people way. No, that's not going to work. So there's ethnicities in Nigeria that have a few thousand people, languages that you probably never even heard of.
Yeah, for them to be part of the union, they would have to uplift.
Yeah, but they are not going to
Sir.
transcribe it. See, I speak the truth. You see, what he has just agreed to, those people that have 10,000, they will not do that. They will not go through that hassle.
But
They
I
will not bother.
have the next question.
So Ferrari does speak the truth. So, like, let's say, for example, forefather tribe that is not a lot now. How do you want them to respect?
You are.
That's why I didn't get that.
Forefather tribe don't have a lot of population. How do you expect?
They will still be part of the union. And they will be entitled to their own language, their own police, their own people.
They will ask me in the comment section now. What is forefather language? What?
There are not up to 5 people speaking it. Who's gonna bother to transcribe the language so that people can read it?
Ferreira, in that situation, how do we learn forefathers' language?
No.
Oh my God!
Well, forefather would have to talk to his people. They would have to come up.
Transcribe it now. How are you going to do that one? They are stuck there now. So anybody that can do their transcription and do it to a national level so that other people can be able to interact with the language, then they can become official. You can make that as a standard. So you see,
that's what
right
that's why we have to have this discussion. Everybody has to come to the table with equal times. And then if you think you're not part of it or it doesn't favor you, then get out of it. Let them be able to make that choice. Don't make it for them. That's where our problem lies. We are making decisions for others. The white man made it for us. Now we too are making it for others. That's part of our problem.
I think there's some logic to it, and I think you are open to a middle ground. And I think just discussing about this language shows you there is no extreme to these things. You know, some people will just reject what you are saying outright, but you could, because the problem is because there are so many languages. How do you interact with all of them? So you have to have a way of interacting, and if you
they do it at the United Nations, if they do it,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
450 language, they do it at the United Nations.
Because that's what I'm saying. I say you have to have a way of people being able to interact with it. Because
they do it at the Organization of African Unity.
Hold on, now. What I'm saying is that there's no point of having your own special language and then you've discovered something in physics and all the rest, but other people cannot understand it. So you have to have a way of people in that nation being able to understand the language. If you create that structure for it, then you are free to become a national language. And I think that standard can be set if they are serious. My point is that you have to look in that direction, otherwise you will not find solution. Look at, we just discussed this for how many minutes now, and look at solutions coming out. Our leaders are not looking.
That's what I mean. We have to elevate the level of our discussions.
Like I said, that's why
I got to run, guys. I'm sorry. I want to stay more. I'll join you guys in the chat.
Thank you. We are going to be going. We are going to be going anyway. Thank you. Let me just call out this in Fumio. No, let me first highlight the first. Florence O is number one. Comment of the day. Fumio, I see you there. Hybrid 10, Life and Journey of Henry. Thank you all for joining us. But why? I appreciate you for joining us. We're all on this journey, life and in journey. I think I've said that already. Adele Bomo, thank you for joining us. Token Trading Research, I see you there. Thank you for joining us too. And who else is there that I've not seen? Soji Adamo. Soji Adamo Jagun is right there. The warrior. The warrior. McKennelly is there. That one taking any side that is against me. It's all good, McKennelly. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ferrari is always there. And Rose OT66. Rose OT66, I see you there. Viral Gaming Entertainment. Thank you for joining us, Viral Gaming Entertainment. I see you there. Who else? Mr. Triumph. I see you there, Mr. Triumph. Kenny Sansnom. I see the Kenny Sansnom. I've not seen him for a while. Thank you for joining us, Kenny Sansnom, today. Comfort Bebal. I see you there. Thank you for joining us. Tillig. I see you. Thank you for joining us. That should be it. And let's till next time. It could be Friday, it could be Saturday. We'll see. Definitely Saturday. We'll be on Saturday. I think Dr. Rudolph will be around on Saturday to take the show forward, and the interviews will be on Sunday. And obviously, we'll be having our own conversations to, go into detail on the topics of the day. So I hope you all have a great week, and I hope the discussion we've had today has, enriched your lives, because that is the whole purpose. Enrich your lives, and in the end, enrich all our lives. Until next time, bye, everyone.
Just promise to abolish for African descent who are planning to visit Kenya.
Please watch your comments. Please watch your comments where you're typing, because YouTube is been saying we should respect the community style. To Niger said, barely 700 years ago, Africans selling white slaves. About 120 years ago, England were selling white slaves. Things can quickly change. Why do we think that things will not change again? The world is just evolving, and anything that happened can still happen. Okay. I mean, I was just reading that comment. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Yeah, if it happened like that, why can't it happen like that? Why can't it happen again? So thank you very much, Niger. Thank you very much, Niger. And good. Yeah. Good. Yeah, Eleno, I think you still have to repeat that number, and Jared, but over to you, Eleno. What about that? What about that?
Sure. Going back to your question, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me reflect on what I wanted to say. Jenny destabilized me. I was enjoying what you were saying. Yes. Wait.
3. Why the choice of London? This is an indication of for want of a better word, of a neocolonial mentality. Any major meeting in Nigeria affecting Nigeria, our leaders will jump into the. They are going to London. It's as if some people are